North of Duluth, controversy tonight over a massive drainage ditch meant to keep water from flooding farm properties. In Meadowlands, many farmers say their fields have been taking on more and more water for years as the 15,000-acre ditch needs repairs. Expensive repairs, they say, are not being made. Northern News Now's Larissa Millis was at a presentation tonight where farmers and county leaders came together to find a solution.
Farmer Tom Horvath has been farming in the Meadowlands area for decades and is frustrated with the state of the land. He's been dealing with flooding on his land.
So when we get our rain, our water table is 3 feet higher. So what happens is our fields start to get wet because the water just doesn't drain away as it should.
The problem, St. Louis County Ditch Number 4. It's 15,000 acres and more than 100 years old, draining water off farmers' property all that time. But in 2019, 8 landowners, including Horvath, petitioned the county to repair the ditch as it wasn't doing its job.
These drainage systems have a series of statutes and laws that follow them in order to maintain and when there is a project or a repair that wants to be done.
First, the county had to reestablish accurate records of the ditch. Next, they had to redetermine which landowners benefited from the ditch and by how much. And then finally, they evaluated the ditch to determine repair options. Those 3 steps cost about $450,000, which according to statute must be paid by any landowner who receives benefit from the ditch system.
And the landowners each got a report of what their percentage will be of the total bill. If they do a repair at point A in the system, it still affects everyone in the system. Everyone pays their portion of the bill.
Horvath says he's frustrated by the process.
We got to get assessed. That doesn't bother me one bit. I understand that. But when you see what they've spent for what we've gotten done, there should have been better ways.
Beyer says he understands people's frustrations, but the county is simply acting according to statute.
There is some landowners that are upset about this process. And, I just want to, reemphasize the fact that I in St. Louis County empathize with them.
In Meadowlands, Larissa Millis, Northern News Now.
The St. Louis County Board of Commissioners, acting as the County Drainage Authority, will take this on in February. For more information on the project, you can visit our website.